Okay, ready to start and to present Impact Deal Acceleration Program. I think that the best way to start is to say what is Impact Deal and who are the main promoters of this program. Impact Deal is a data-driven training, acceleration, and networking program, and a super connector for enterprises, corporates, and organizations. The main promoters are Fondazione CRT and OGR Torino, and in a few seconds we will have a guest explaining a little bit more about these two organizations. We have the key partnership by Microsoft. I think that we don't need any additional presentation for Microsoft, but please keep in mind that the commitment by Microsoft is not only on a software and hardware program, but also on sustainability and entrepreneurship. And we are involved in this. For this reason, we involved the Microsoft in this initiative. There is topics that is the operational partner. We are an internet exchange, so we manage network infrastructure, but we have a second business unit named the development program, where the main focus is to support and to promote innovation projects, leveraging our infrastructure assets. And in this Impact Deal program, we leveraged our experience in training program, dissemination event, event organization, and so on. So we are really, really happy to be part of this group of players. We also have the scientific validation by the Data Science for Social Good Center. We will spend a couple of words about this important guy later. We have a couple of impact partners that will help us in maximizing the scope of the initiative. We have Ashoka, that is a worldwide leading movement of change makers. We have Impact Hub, that you probably know, that is the international network of co-working and innovation hubs. And we have DataPill. DataPill is a company, no more a startup, dealing with data interoperability and working with customers in order to leverage their data assets to create additional value. Well, yes, as I promised, let me introduce you one of the key partner, let me say the promoter of this initiative, Fondazione Charity. We have here in the conversation, in the call, Stefania Coni, that is the responsible for international project in Fondazione Charity. Stefania, how are you?
I'm fine, thank you. Thank you, Christian. Can you see me? Can you hear me? Everything is fine?
I can hear you very well. Stefania was part of the organizing team from the very, very beginning. So we shared the creation, the design, and also the first phases of this initiative. So I'm really happy to have you here today. Please, the stage is yours. You have a couple of minutes to present Fondazione Charity.
Thank you very much, Christian. So good morning, everyone. First, as Christian said, my name is Stefania Coni, and I am the International Project Coordinator at Fondazione CRT, a foundation of banking origin based in Torino, Italy. It's a really pleasure to welcome you all to this info session today for our new accelerator program, so Impact Deal. And I don't want to steal time away from the presentation and your chance to ask questions today. However, I would like just to say a few words to share how we came to launch Impact Deal. For many years, Fondazione CRT has supported social enterprises through direct project and participation with international networks. And at the same time, for almost 30 years now, the foundation has also invested greatly in the field of data science and complex systems previously. And a further step was taken with the creation of the Data Science for Social Good Center within the OGR Torino, an international hub. OGR is an international hub for contemporary culture, innovation, and business acceleration. And it is here that we decided to combine our experience and create a dedicated acceleration for impact enterprises that can benefit that can benefit from the collaboration with corporate public entities in the responsible use of data for public good. So it's a combination of these three elements at least. And to make this happen, we are very happy to have created an excellent partnership with Microsoft OGR Topics, our operational partner, and the aforementioned Data Science and Social Good Center, Data Pill, and two of the largest social enterprise and innovation network, Ashoka and Impact Hub, as well as our Data Club corporate and public entities. Team, City of Turin, Banca Sella, Fondazione SNAM, I would like to thank all these organizations to have joined this program. So allow me to thank you all once again for your interest in applying to Impact Deal. And I will now hand over to Christian Racca, Program Manager at Topics, who will tell you more about the program. Thank you very much again.
Thank you, Stefania. This is the plan, to provide information to the participants and again, to have some interaction with them at the end. Well, let's start talking precisely about Impact Deal. Our mission, as the name, is to act as a deal between heterogeneous subjects for the generation of positive, measurable, societal and environmental impact, according to the SDG indicators defined by the United Nations and through cross-sector data-driven collaboration. This is our claim. This is our uniqueness and unique value proposition. We started the Impact Deal adventure by tackling these two sets of problems. On one side, we have impact enterprises that need, of course, to generate societal impact. We see that very often they need training and mentorship, particularly concerning the data aspects and the technical aspects. And we observed, based on our experience, that data can be an incredible boost for their business strategy and for their value generation. This is the first set of problems. On the other side, we have corporates. In the last few years, the need for adding societal impact to their strategy emerged very deeply, very strong. They also need to unlock the full data potential, particularly outside of their corporate perimeter, so outside of their organization. And in order to do this, very often they need some specific skills, like, for example, data stewardship. So we try to put together all these problems and to provide a unique solution. So we put together data stewardship training for corporates. We try to explore a return model on data seed, so on data sharing. We provide training and mentorship to the impact enterprises that we will accelerate. And of course, we'll provide access to data. This is a bit of vocabulary. I mean, I introduced a couple of words, a couple of terms. Let me be very precise. We are looking for impact enterprises. So not only startup. This is the first message that they want to convey today. Not only startups, profit and non-profit. So profit and non-profit enterprises aimed at generating an intentional and measurable positive societal impact using data, using technology, and of course committed toward at least one of the Sustainable Development Goals defined by United Nations. Stefania, in her presentation, already unveiled some of the additional partners that we have in this program. We named this group of corporates and organizations the Data Club, and the Data Club is precisely a set of public and private entities that intend to build value from their data in a collaborative way, in a collaborative fashion, and of course generating impact within and outside their respective core domains. In a few minutes we will present you the member of the Data Club in the today configuration. We also introduced the term data seed. That is the proper access to the dataset provided by the Data Club members to the impact enterprises that we will accelerate in our program. Later we will explain a little bit more better about what we mean for data access, because talking about proprietary data, we need to be precise, and we need to spend a few words about this aspect. So to recap, our main goals, impact deal main goals. First of all, to unlock the value of private and public organization data by teaching specialized skills, technical skills, most of them, and testing our return model on societal impact projects. Our second goal is to boost profit and non-profit impact enterprises through an acceleration path based on top-level dataset access, training, and mentorship. And most of you, most of the people inside this Zoom meeting are here probably because they want to attend our acceleration program. So the idea is to provide you as much information as possible. And here we are. Those organizations, those corporates, as you can see, we have private and public organizations, are currently the member of the Data Club. The Data Club is, is something that does not want to be an exclusive group of corporates. On the other side, we want to create an open and fluid structure that will grow over the time, and in which members can exchange best practice and experiences, particularly about data sharing and data exploitation. Today, the members are Città di Torino, that is of course a public administration. We have a bank, Sella. We have a foundation, important foundation, SNAM Foundation, related to the SNAM corporate, of course, in the field of energy. And we have a telco, probably the largest one in Italy, that is TIM. By the way, we announced the presence, the entrance of TIM mainly today. So if you go on our website in the page Data Club, you can see this configuration. And in the next few days, we will publish additional information that will be probably very useful for you about the data that those guys will provide to the impact enterprises accelerated in the program. But I have a couple of slides about this later in my presentation. We have said several times the word impact, so we need to be, even in this case, a bit more precise. In this first edition of Impact Deal, first pilot edition, want to be very wide, want to be very inclusive. So we decided to consider all the 17 Sustainable Development Goals. Of course, our main interest is for societal well-being that can be defined as the search and the development of positive and resilient interaction among people, between people and local and global communities, and of course, between people and the environment. Maybe some of you can find themselves or their company or their impact enterprise in this definition. Otherwise, please interact with us, make your question, but consider the Sustainable Development Goals as the main reference to be included and to be accepted inside Impact Deal Acceleration Program. Well, we see a lot of opportunities with this initiative that want to be something more than a simple acceleration program. Of course, we see very interesting the opportunity to establish direct relationship between the Data Club members that are very well-known corporates, organizations, and impact enterprises, because this is a unique opportunity to create collaboration and some valuable partnership. We see the opportunity to create a data stewardship culture inside those corporates and organizations, and we observed an important need for those kind of skills today, where the data sharing is a kind of main direction for European community. You probably have seen the recent announced Data Act and other European initiatives, like, for example, the data spaces. Okay, so we need those kind of experts in data sharing and in data exploitation. We would like really to train entrepreneurship in data culture using our approach that is a very, very hands-on approach. We have a large experience as topics, but also the other partners. The Data Science for Social Good Center, for example, is an excellence in this field. So we have a lot of experience, and we like to share with you those knowledges. We would like to introduce and validate this innovative data seed model, so a proper return model on impact strategy and impact enterprises and data access. And finally, just to wrap up, we would like to explore and boost interactions and data-driven collaborations between heterogeneous stakeholders. So as you can see from this slide, the opportunities related to impact deal are very wide, and really we would like to be something more than a common acceleration program. We also have a wonderful location for doing these activities to address these challenges. Or better, we will have a lot of online interaction because the call for impact enterprises is on European based. So we will use very, very much the online channel, but we have a very nice location for people that are from Torino. I'm sure you know OGR Tech Hub. For all the other people, you will have the chance to see this wonderful location. That is a wonderful location, first of all, because it's very, very beautiful, but also because it collects a real group of innovative and technology providers. It collects more than 10 acceleration programs for startups, but also for corporates and public administration. So, I mean, there is a lot of, there is a very, very nice ecosystem here. Okay, and we would like to meet you there, and we have the chance probably to do this in the next couple of months. As you have seen from our communication channel, and probably this is the reason why you are here today, we launched our first call for impact enterprises. We launched the call at the beginning of February, and we will keep open till April the 3rd. So we have still a couple of weeks to participate. We already have an interesting number of applications, and we are great quality, so we are happy, but we want to do more, of course, and we are looking forward to receiving a lot of applications. So maybe some of the organization will apply after this event today. And well, this is our work timeline for the impact acceleration. Again, the call will be open till the beginning of April. We will have later a evaluation period where mainly the organizers and some of our partners will evaluate the applications that completed the process by time. The proper acceleration program will start at the end of May with an in-presence event of 2 days, and the acceleration will be divided in 2 phases. The first phase, phase 1, from May to end of July, would be mainly focused on providing you skills and so training. about data, about data sharing, about how to use the data that the data club members will provide you. And this phase will end with a pitch that is not the traditional pitch for money, it's a pitch for data. So the accelerated enterprises will have the chance to request for data to data club members, and basically the data club members will select the corporates, sorry, the impact enterprises that will join the second phase of the program. The second phase will be from September to December. Will be mainly focused on product development, so boosting your strategy using the data, using the access to data, and we also provide mentorship and some tech resources. And at the end of this program, we'll have a demo day where, of course, we will invite some impact investors, so there will be opportunity to establish some partnership and also to raise some money in case. This is the overview of the program. You can find also on the website in case, so feel free to check all the information on our page. I see some in the chat. There are some questions. My colleagues will answer to this, or we can answer later in the Q&A. Thank you in any case for being so interactive in this event. Well, a different way to say the same thing, to explain you the acceleration structure. So as you can see here, we would like to have for the phase 1 of acceleration between 8 and 12 impact enterprises. We will have a kickoff in presence. The most of the training will be managed by remote. You can see here a reference about how many hours of training we will provide in our program. The training will be mainly about data and artificial intelligence, data sharing, data collaboration, of course, entrepreneurship, impact measurement and impact in general, and system change. Because really we want to say and to have something different at the end of this program. Then at the end of acceleration phase 1, we will have bootcamp again in presence in Torino. Of course, you will be invited to join us for a very intensive 3 days of work here in OGR Torino, and we will provide, as we will say later, a financial aid to cover travel expenses. There will be at the end of this bootcamp the pitch for data, the data pitch to our data club members, and sub-selection of enterprises will enter the acceleration phase 2. About 3 or 5, but we are open to include more enterprises in case of high quality. This is our plan. The second acceleration phase, phase 2, will be 3 months long, so from September to December. Of course, you will have access to a proprietary data set by our data club members, and you will be provided with data and business mentorship by our partners and by our network of mentors, and also with some tech resources provided by partners. As I said before, the program will conclude at the beginning of December with a demo day in which your enterprise, your organization will be exposed to impact investors or to the opportunity to establish direct partnership with our network of stakeholders. Okay, I'm sure maybe you have some questions about these slides. We can address at the end. In this slide, I would like to be more clear about what kind of impact enterprises we are looking for. Again, you can find all this information on the website, of course, but but I prefer to present you in this time. So the mandatory attributes, the mandatory requirements are the following: to be a profit or non-profit enterprise established for less than 6 years, operationally based in European Union, or in states included in EFTA or UK. So precisely, we have Switzerland, Norway, Iceland, and yes, Iceland, Liechtenstein, Norway, and Switzerland, plus of course UK. Sorry. We want to have in our program enterprises that already started an MVP, so minimum viable product, on-field validation and testing. So we don't want to have business idea, because probably they are too early stage for our kind of acceleration. And of course, we need to have enterprises that are high meta generation, are generating an intentional and measurable positive societal and environmental impact. Okay, as I said before, we have also a set of welcome attributes, so not mandatory but very welcome, that probably drive us in the selection of the bunch of the enterprise that we involve in our program. So it is very welcome if you had previous project experience in AI or data analytics or impact measurement. So in your application, try to express, to say about this experience. We really like if you already come with some concrete ideas about how to use the data provided by our data club members. Of course, to have idea about how to use the data, you need to know a little bit more about the data. And this is pretty obvious. And in fact, in the next few slides, I will present more about the data set, and you will find more information on the website in the next few days. We would like to have enterprises where growth and scalability was deeply leveraged by infrastructure. I mean, to the cloud, to software as a service architectures, and so on. And of course, we would like to have it. So is a very welcome attribute if you are looking for scaling and funding opportunities. Because again, we like to talk about impact, but the impact is side by side with financial sustainability. Okay, so our impact enterprises look at the same time financial sustainability and impact generation. Okay, of course you will find all this information on our website, and particularly in our official regulation. So if you go on our website, check the page call for enterprises, and go at the bottom of the page, you will find some button. One of the button is precisely our official regulations, where all these information are let me say explained in a very precise and clear way. So use this as a main reference for your application. Okay, let's try to focus now on what are the benefits, what are the opportunities, or saying in a different way, why should you participate in our impact deal? There are a lot of acceleration programs at the moment. I mean, if you browse on the website, on Google, and search for acceleration program, you will find a lot of opportunities. We are trying to do something that is a bit different, as I said more than one time. And in these two slides, we are trying to explain why we are a bit different from many other acceleration programs. Again, we divided the storytelling for phase 1 and phase 2. In phase 1, you will have access to a really wonderful online training about data, artificial intelligence, and in this slide you can see the commitment that we will require to the participant of our programs. So about 90 hours, or saying different, about 35 days. We will be mainly online, sorry, as I said before, but it will require a lot of commitment by you to keep the pace with the program. We will have a final bootcamp, again, very, very intensive in Torino. It will be a nice opportunity to networking, of course. We will provide additional training, additional mentorship. We will invite some great speakers, great potential mentors in this event. So I think this is a very, very, very important step in your scaling path. And of course, I think that the data pitch, so the opportunity to pitch for data to our data club members, is also a nice opportunity to focus on. Again, we observed in our past experiences that very, very often the problem with the data collaboration between startups or young enterprises and large corporates is the difficulty in asking in the right way for data, in proposing feasible data collaboration. So our phase one would be totally focused on prepare you for those kind of interaction, for this kind of interaction. So to recap, access to an impact community, training and mentorship already in this phase one. Of course, we will provide you a financial aid, €2,000 to each team to cover travel expenses to join us in Torino for the bootcamp and for the kickoff. Okay, you will find again all this information on the website. Now it is time to speak about phase two. In phase two, there will be the access to the data, so the proper collaboration between data club members and impact enterprises. So the focus of this phase will be to accelerate your product, your strategy, your business strategy, your impact strategy using data. And in order to do this, we will we will put in the basket some very, very nice mentors, and we will provide you with some additional resources, for example, provided by Microsoft, but also other partners. And the idea is to properly make a strong acceleration of your strategy and program and product, and to arrive very well prepared to our final demo day, in which, of course, you will be exposed to investors with attention for impact scope. This is a picture of our training curriculum, particularly related to phase one. We will publish more information on the website in the next few weeks, but we are already working on this. So as you can see, the training program will be based on entrepreneurship fundamentals, Python and Python programming, and Python for data science, geospatial data, so all about related to geospatial. Of course, machine learning and deep learning as the key ingredients for using data today. Impact measurement, because we want to work with impact. AI ethics and explainability. Data engineering and data architecture. Data visualization and data communication. Legal data, data collaboration, and of course, system change. As you can see, there is an incredible amount of topics we want to address in these 2 months, and we are starting right now to involve the best teachers that we have in our network to provide you an incredible experience in terms of training. A quick overview about the data. Of course, again, we will publish very, very soon this information also on the website. This is the current configuration of the data club. We will have a Città di Torino. Città di Torino is a public administration with a nice and very solid experience in innovation projects with previous activities like Torino City Lab or CT Next. dealing with the smart mobility, urban air mobility, in industry 4.0, and innovative urban services. Of course, there are an incredible amount of open data that the city of Torino will make available for this program, but they are open to unlock also some other proprietary data, of course, about the city, about the urban environment and the urban interaction. So this is a nice opportunity to for even if you are an enterprise that are not based in Italy, to work with the real data from a city. Okay. And then we can probably share the experience or replicate this experience, scale this experience in other cases, maybe in other city. Okay. We have Fondazione SNAM Foundation that is of course connected with the SNAM corporate dealing with energy, but SNAM Foundation will make also available data about welfare policies, specific programs implemented by the foundation, and of course data about or tackling the energy poverty. Okay, this is a very, very important topic when we talk about sustainability and impact. Okay. We have a bank, one of the leading group in Italy. Celbank will really believes in innovation and sustainability, and decided to make available data about financial movements, financial customers, of course, also investment portfolio with a special mention for ESG score, credit transfer related to renovation and ecobonus that at least in Italy is a very, very hot topic for many people, and where we can really have some very, very interesting proxy about how people are working today, are acting today. I mean, the final remark, so data are anonymized and discretized according to current privacy regulation and internal seller regulation, is an important remark that is valid for all the data that we will make available in our program. We are working with the Data Club members in order to do something more that simply preserve privacy, that simply to be compliant with GDPR. That is of course important, but today is not enough. I mean, so we are working with them to create a proper infrastructure, to preserve, to work with anonymization, and to really have something that is scalable in the next few years. And finally, this is the last announcement in our Data Club. We have the leading group in Italy and Brazil for ICT sector, that is TIM again. And TIM will contribute to the program with data about the SIMs on their network. And if you are familiar with some of the research in this field, you really know that with those kind of data, you have you can have some incredible proxy about people behavior on the globe. Again, data set will be very, very important, will be the core of our program, but will be boosted by additional mentorship and tech resources provided by our partners. So with Impact Hub, and for example, we'll build a nice mentorship. We will have the help by Microsoft concerning resources. Topic itself can provide additional tech resources to the participants. When I say tech resources, I mean, of course, computational power, storage, API access, something like this. That would be, of course, very, very useful in working with the large amount of data. We'll have also the incredible experience of Data Science for Social Good Center that is based in OGR, dealing precisely with the data for good topics. So the chance for the impact enterprises selected for the program is to interact with some experts on the field in terms of data science, but also data science for social good. Okay, based also on many projects done in the past. Okay, so I provided a quick overview of the requirements. So who are we looking for, why you should participate. Let me conclude this first part of the presentation with sharing with you the top priorities at the moment for the organizing team. So of course we want to have a lot of applications, so we are deeply committed in spreading the call. We are working on creating a solid network of impact investors. That will be the final part of the impact deal, but it's very, very important. We want to expose your enterprises even during the program, not only at the end, because in this way we can create proper collaboration. We are working on the data, of course, so talking with data club members, as I said before, in order to set up data mechanisms that are responsible, sustainable, and scalable. And of course, we are working in selection and involvement of top-class teachers and mentors for the program. And as soon as we can share information about this, we will publish on the website. I really hope to have provided you a very large set of reason why you should apply to Impact Deal. So probably what we want to see in the next few days, and that many of you will complete the application on our platform. In order to make an effective application using our platform, we will have now a deep explanation about the application process made by my colleague Stefania. So I will share the floor with her in just a second.
Hello, and perfect. So thank you everyone for keeping up with the question in the chat as well. We'll able to address it at the end of the session. I'm Stefania Del Prete, data scientist and co-organizer here in Tropics and for Impact Deal. And in these few minutes, we'd like to show you the process of the application. So we hope now you are very, very ready to apply. So if you ended up in the website, impactdeal.eu, you can either go directly in the short link in the homepage for call for enterprises, or you can go to the menu above and click there. So both links are exactly the same. When you land to this page, if you know everything already, you can directly connect with the F6S application program, or you can see more about what the details that are being told before. So the deadline, so be sure to apply before April 3. And then you will see a review of the phases just explained before. So phase 1, the 2 months together, will happily start in person in Turin for who can, and then the training online. The data pitch day will be your day to showcase your project and then to attend, if selected, the phase 2. What we're looking for, so you can have a review of just said before, the mandatory and the preferred skills that we required. And then what we offer, that is the most important part for you. So in here, you can see that in each of the cover, you can see more details about that. Remember, this big part of phase 2 is the data set, just explained. So we focused it in understand how to create data collaboration and then later on in phase 2 use that. And finally, at the end of the page, you will see all the short link for the most important part. So all the regulation or the mandatory skills. You will see here also a button to apply directly. So right here at the end of the page or at the top of the page. So let's remember briefly what's happened. You can see that if you push the button and you're not already logged in F6S, then you have to register. There is a step, this step in the middle. So in order to do that, you can go to the home page of F6S or continue through the chat, sorry, from the page as well. And what you can do once you are inside F6S, you have registered your startups, your enterprise. You can go through the web page again. You can search for the application program again. So you can go to apply and then search for the application program. You can see in the result right now, there is the info session, and the second results is the application itself for the acceleration program. Then in here, you connect yourself. So basically you have your own profile connected to your startup. So in this case, we use our colleague Christian as an example. And once you're connected, you're going through the different phases and the different questions. So let me briefly see what's happened. So once you are connected, then you can go back eventually to the website. If you click here and you're already connected with your own startups, you can see that you are connected. You are connected to the acceleration program, and you can choose your own startups. Once you are here, you can see some basic information that rely on the city and on the skills as well, the market. If you add, for example, a general term, healthcare, some let's say, super category will appear as well. You can check here your category, the username, if you already have some revenue, and some short description. And here, remember, the more social links you had, the better. And here in particular, we want to address that you can add your own standard product video and also a team video in which you can showcase your own motivation to apply for this program. So we really appreciate to see your face and your team. You can upload a deck of presentation as well. And if you're raising money or not, remember that you can be inside another incubator and apply for this accelerator as well. So you can do both. Remember, you can type if you're a B2B or not, another model. B2B could be crucial also to understand better how to manage collaboration with our data club. In here is not present. You can add more details of your own profiles, for example, some technical skills. If you have another member, it could be a good chance to describe in details and eventually add another person, another member that is not present yet. And then we move to the question that we'll see right now in details. So the introduction, the problem, acknowledgement, and at the end, the recommendation. The recommendation is really not mandatory. At the end, what you do, you connect with Christian. This is what he meant. You connect with yourself to the program. When you click that button, it means that the whole submission is finalized. So you can go back and modify it, and at the end, when you connect, it results as finalized. So let's have a look more details about what we want to know from you. So as we see at the beginning of the last video, some of information will be already added automatically gathering down from your own startups details, but we want to know a little bit more. So as mentioned before, you add your legal name, but we have some mandatory skills, some mandatory information for your own enterprise. We encourage you to apply if you are a young enterprise, so around less than 6 years. Then you want to know when you start. So how do you meet? That's very interesting, and to understand better your own motivation. Take care to be settled down and have your market in Europe after UK. One of the questions that was in the chat was about if the market has to be in Italy. That is not directly addressing this QA question, perhaps, but this is important. It is the European market, in particular if it is established in EU, EFTA, or UK. And then that's very linked to that question, which are the markets that are active? So for example, in the data set, we mentioned some financial data set, the SDG goal. So that's a place to add more information about it. What's your turnover last year, if there is one already? What's your following base? So to understand better if your user are actually following. And here, this is a place to really understand if your core team are balanced. So if there is the part of the management, the data skills inside, or for something that you want to improve in one side or the other. That would be very interesting for us to understand also the training that will be more for entrepreneurial skills and data skills, and also how to evaluate your own impact. Last question, if it's applicable. If you have already attended or you are currently attending an acceleration, incubation program or similar program. Then you want to know everything about how do you measure your impact. So this is a topic for the training as well. So it's okay if you're starting out in evaluate your own impact. You can write down how you directly connect your business with societal and environmental programs or challenges, or directly connected with the SDGs. A brief connection between the problem and the solution. So what's your unique solution? And how, if you already started, how do you measure your impact? Here you can track down some metrics, or for example, some of the more standardized metrics. So how is your approach in understanding your own impact in society? A big part is the data management. So what we want to know, if you already are working in data and AI, and what's your model right now? So we're working with machine learning. If you're working with machine learning models, here we are pretty technical as well. So be free to go deep. The deep is the better in this case, assuming that you have already access to the provided data from the data club. What will be your solution? So today, the first day that we release more data information of the data set themselves, so you can start to think about solution. And at the end, this is the final part. We want to have a responsible and responsive contact. So be sure that to add the more responsive contact. And then here again, please feel free, please read it. Please read all the regulation in order to know exactly more that you already are inside the possible enterprise that could be selected. So as shown before, at the end of the page, you can see all the regulation, but also a sample, a courtesy form of all the questions that could be useful if your team want to have a sample of that, so you can share it before and start brainstorming together for the questions. Okay, so this is at the end. We remember that at the end you have to click to connect to finalize your submission. And this is the process. Then in the other side will be us in topics with all the partners that evaluate your own startups. And at the end, we will show you the selected ones. Thank you. So right now we'll switch again in order to check your question. So we saw some interesting question on the market itself. So in a second, we will switch and address all of them. Thank you for the attention.
Okay, welcome back. Thank you very much, Stefania, for explaining really in details how to apply to impact deal. We try to make this process straightforward, but of course we need to know a bit about you in order to evaluate the most interesting applications for our program. And it is time to reply some of your questions. I collected a couple of questions from the chat, and I think it is interesting to reply those questions live, because probably the answer can help also other participants. So we have one of the first questions about newsroom enterprise. Jenny Omano is the following one. So are companies that already use data heavily eligible to apply, or is this more oriented towards enterprises that will start using data through the project? I think both, definitely both, because again, we don't want to have too much early stage enterprises in our programs. I mean, it's not really willing. The problem is that we can't manage enterprises that are too different in their path, in their growing path. But in this case, I think we can have both enterprises that maybe are starting right now to work with data, and even enterprises or startups that are that already have experience with data and data analytics, maybe artificial intelligence. Because the real value here is that, of course, we will provide training, but the data that we will put inside the program would be for some aspects unique, because those kind of partnerships are not so usual, usually are very different to establish. So even an enterprise that already work with data from a couple of years can find benefits from attending this program. And there is another question connected to this, because of course, if you are an enterprise that already has experience with data, maybe you already have the competencies, the skills. And the question is, can we skip part of the training program? Well, we are trying to have a very nice training program. So our goal is to provide you with something that you don't want to skip. Okay. And then of course we had some initial assessments, and some part of the program will be optional. But again, being on the fact that this training program is really hands-on, probably is not so. I think it will be very useful, even if you are even if you have data scientists inside your team. I hope I haven't replied to the question. Let me go back in the real order. We have Alberto. Thank you, Alberto, for joining us today. Is the call open also to startups that are more advanced at the MVP phase? I mean, with a product already on the market? Of course, yes. Probably. The right definition is, in this case, is something close to a scale up. Yes, definitely. Yes, we will accept even enterprises that are already in a advanced stage. Keep in mind that the added value here is the access to the data, is the access to the community, is the feasibility to establish partnership and collaboration with the corporates involved in the program. So if you think that this is nice for you, no matter what is the stage, you are the nice candidate for our program, and we are happy to work with you, by the way. We will another question is we will know in advance what are the types of data we could apply to the pitch. Well, during this stage, I mean, during the promotion of the call, you will have some additional information compared to what you've seen today, but not the proper access to the metadata of the data sets, okay? Of course, during acceleration phase 1, you can access those information, okay? So based on I mean, you have to base your application on some, let me say, more general information about the data, the topic, the I mean, some directions that we are trying to give you, and of course, in phase 1, you will see what kind of data you will pitch for. Of course, in this way, you can be very well prepared for the data pitch. We have another question by Jamie. How big has to be the enterprise to apply to this program? Well, we didn't establish proper limit or in terms, for example, of turnout. As you can see, as you've seen by Stefania's explanation, we asked for the last turnout, but this is not an information that we will use for the proper evaluation. I mean, we need to know what is your stage, of course. We are more interested in the fact that you already started or you are starting an MVP validation, sorry for misspelling, and also in the fact that you have a very well balanced team. This is very important for us, okay? Because in this case, you can have the major benefits from our program, because probably you have people with technical skills, people with business skills, and so you can address the challenge that you will see in our program. Okay. Thank, by the way, for the question. That is very helpful. Another question is: do you please have data providers from the life science industries, pharma or health? Well, as I said before, the data club is not static, definitely. So we are working to increase the number of stakeholders being part of these groups. At the moment, we do not have anyone in this topic, but your question push us to watch in the pharma and healthcare sector to see if someone can be involved. Thank you for this important feedback. Another question is, will companies during the program pilot their products in the sandbox environment made available by the Data Club partners? And should the companies target mainly the Italian market and generate impact in the Italian market? Or are you looking for any type of company in any vertical, including fintech or insurtech? This is a set of questions, by the way. And thank you, Maria, for being interactive. Well, the idea, first of all, is to work with a scalable infrastructure to enable you work with data in order to answer the first question, more than working in the strict perimeter of Data Club members. No, we do not want to target mainly the Italian market. We really believe that even if, of course, I mean, for the four current Data Club members are from Italy, and of course, data will be mainly referred to the Italian situation, to the Italian landscape. Many of them would be probably very open to be generalized in different contexts. Okay, so you can practice with data maybe by a bank, provided by a bank, and you have the blueprint for establish other collaboration with other banks maybe outside Italy. Okay, the important part here is to understand how your impact enterprise could be helpful for the corporate and vice versa, how the data from a corporate in this sector could be helpful for you. And please open your mind. I mean, we don't want to have, or at least we are hoping to have collaboration maybe with impact enterprises in a completely different sector compared to the associated Data Club member. Okay, this is a big value not only for you as an impact enterprise, but even for the corporate, because one of the mission of Impact Deal is precisely to create value with their data outside of the perimeter of the company, and of course also outside of the main domain. So we are really looking forward to receiving application that can maybe put together two Data Club members in one single collaboration, or can create valuable collaboration outside the core domain of the Data Club members in the current configuration. Yes. By the way, Stefania is putting me some notes. We have another question by Alessio Gianotti. What if the MVP, so the minimum viable product, is currently in development and will be released, tested, and validated after the application deadline? I think in this case, your application is definitely feasible and well accepted, because again, we want to arrive ready for working on data in phase 2. Okay, mainly. Then, if you already started, is nice. If you have to start, and if you will start in the next few weeks or month, I think it's definitely acceptable for us, and we can work with your program. Please put in the application those informations, because of course they are very useful for people evaluating your application. Well, I have already answered to this question about if a data scientist is attending. Yes, of course, some part of the program will be skippable in some way. But again, I want to be honest. I would like to have a program that is interesting for any kind of people. So with a different stage of focus. So maybe some basic, but also some advanced topic for people that already have those skills. Let's see. Oh, this is very interesting. We currently have an AI-based solution, fully digital, that's being tested by about 150 users spread across 30 countries. It's a nice validation, by the way. Good job. However, considering we are in a testing phase, I would really say we are active in 30 countries. And what would you suggest we include as a market? Okay, probably you have at least a favorite market based on your project, on your direction or your timeline. You could indicate this favorite market in the application, but please include this spreaded strategy in the application, in the text part of the application, you know, because I think it is very, very interesting and could be an added value for your application. So you can indicate, let's say, favorite or main market, even by choice, and you can add those information about the fact that you are already working in many countries in the application text or question text, free text. We have a question by Lucia. Hello again. I work for an ethical fashion company. Therefore, we do not have an AI or digital product, but we would like to explore the implement new technological tools or business. Do we have a chance? Well, of course, we have to do a lot of work. I mean, because if you already have a data product or a data strategy, you can leverage some asset. But I mean, from this very, very short description, your goal is pretty interesting. So I would suggest to apply, to state in a very, very honest and transparent way your stage, and then good luck. I mean, I think there are a lot of connection between fashion and sustainability. We have seen a lot of examples in our network. We have some good examples, and probably we can involve also them as mentors in case you will be one of the selected startups. So why not? Definitely, I would suggest to finalize your application in order to be evaluated, and keep in mind that we can probably make you additional questions if we have any doubts in understanding or reading the application. I think we probably covered most of the questions. Yes, we have clear message from our backstage, and I would like to make a general reminder for all the people here, because at the moment on the platform on F6S, we had a good number of applications that are already finalized, but we also have a number of applications that are in progress. So probably you waited for this info session to complete. That is very, very good, because maybe I hope we hope to have a reply to your question and to have clarified any doubts. Please don't forget to finalize your application, of course. And from our side, we will be super happy to evaluate your applications, to meet you in person. Maybe there will be chance to have one-to-one meeting after the application closing, because maybe there are some cases where we, as organizers, our partners, we need some additional information. So we'll contact you for one-to-one conversation. So please keep an eye on your mailbox and use the most updated contact, the most updated email, in order to don't miss this opportunity. And since now the end of application, so till April the 3rd, please really consider ourselves at your own disposal. Okay, use any channels, use the mail, use the contact form, ask for a meeting, ask for a one-to-one conversation. We are in the initial stage of Impact Deal, and this is the episode number 1. So we know that we have to learn how to explain our brand, our uniqueness, and our program. And by interacting with you, will help us in making a good job for this edition and for future editions. So definitely don't be shy. Contact us and drop lines in our contact form for any additional information. Okay. We still have a couple of minutes. So again, if you have additional requirements, additional questions from us, drop in the chat, and otherwise, really thank you for attending this this session by me, Christian, and by the rest of the team, by all the partners. We are thrilled to start this acceleration program with you. Thrilled to meet you in Torino as soon as possible. But we still have some steps to accomplish. So we will talk later with you. And if you missed some part of this event, we would like to, of course, we have registered, we have recorded this session. So apart from any cut and paste, any editing, we will give you the chance to see again this video recording. Okay, so thank you again to all the participants. Please keep in mind the website that is in this slide. Take note of our mail address. We directly answer to this email, and I think that this is all for today. So talk to you soon. Good luck for your application, and thank you again. Bye bye.
Thank you.